In the future, we'll start sending out Band-Aids with our stuff.
Look,
really,
we know that Drew is funny and can land some really solid jokes, and I don't know why we haven't been live for the last 30 minutes.
There we go. Yeah, we're up. All right. So, hi, everybody. I'm Ryan. It's Evan, Whiskey and Barbecue. And we got Drew and his buddy from Hooligans Forge. Drew made a really bad decision, and he sent us something. So, Drew, introduce yourself. Introduce your compadre and partner in crime. And
my name is Drew. This is Jerome. We are Hooligans Forge. I've been a long time fan of the channel. I think my first episode was y'all feeding chaos hot sauce in the garage.
that was good.
That was the first episode I saw like 2 years ago. But I've been watching, and like I see you using these store-bought knives, and you're a Texas boy. You need something bigger, so I figured bigger's better, right?
That's store-bought knife right there.
That's a little one. I mean,
you see us using this one.
I've seen him use that one.
Yeah,
I only have a couple knives.
Hey,
and
I didn't bring out the inventory, so I can't show you every knife we have.
Is that all you got?
So full transparency, we tried this last week. Unfortunately, my wife decided that she needed to go to the hospital instead of us doing a live. I don't know what her deal was, but here we are doing our live.
Well, I was afraid she was having a stroke.
And this guy just decided to unwrap this awesome knife anyway. Where is it?
I told him to.
Oh, it's in there?
It is.
All right, so
okay, hold on. Before we unwrap it,
I told him to.
Start up. Drew, tell us about this knife.
So I did 1095 high carbon steel. I started out with a 1/4-inch piece of bar stock. I beat it out. I did a lot of polishing work to take out some of the forge marks, because on a kitchen knife you don't want a whole lot of forge marks. And I did a bourbon barrel handle with a leather inlay on the handle in between the spine and the wood itself. The wood is a Maker's Mark bourbon barrel stay.
Oh, okay.
There's like
we put our name on it, and then on the reverse side, we personalized it for you guys.
So, full disclosure, I have seen this knife. I am still in awe of every time I look at this knife. I've showed it to a couple people.
I'm one of the couple people, by the way, and
this is not a light knife either. I mean, this is a big boy knife.
Yes.
Gonna do half the work for you.
And it was a good couple inches longer than what I thought it was.
So we'll do handle first.
Ryan said a 12-inch blade, so I didn't know whether he meant like overall or 12-inch blade then handle. So I took liberties on it.
I meant 12-inch blade, like legit, not including handle. I meant 12 inches of metal sticking out.
Yeah, which he did.
Okay, so
handle. Don't use anything to measure it except for a tape measure, because I don't want to know about centimeters and thirds and quarters.
Get this thing up here. Can you see that?
So you can see the leather and everything. Maker's Mark stave. It's legit. You all should be careful with that. That's real sharp. And you're holding the business in.
Careful holding the business in, and I'm actually my fingers go over top of the special part, so it can't be seen. All right, so that's one thing. That's a heavy knife.
Yeah, it is. So the rest of it, this is a legit knife. I like this knife a lot. It's balanced really well. I like how the handle feels as it's sitting there just shining and glimmering all over everything.
Yeah. That's a Crocodile Dundee knife.
Yeah. And
that's not a knife.
What I like about it is it does still have a couple hammer marks in it. So we didn't take all of them off. I appreciate that.
Yeah, not all of them. Not all of them.
Yeah. So it's got just a couple little light ones. It's got the etching. I like how that is a really wide spine.
I also need to bring up, I don't know if we can capture it. There it is. That's cool. And then on the other side, come here, business end. It's Hooligans Forge right there. That is cool. That's way cool.
So,
wow. Yeah, look at that.
So this is a saber knife. I've been using it for a while. I got it said as a Christmas gift. They're tough. I've beaten the crap out of these knives, but I don't know if you can see the difference in the spine widths. So this is y'all's, this is theirs. And you probably got twice as much spine on y'all's as theirs does.
That's crazy.
And the weight difference is just noticeable. I love it.
Well, here's one cool thing about all of our knives, including the kitchen knives, from hunting knives, bushcraft knives, kitchen knives, even our steak knives. They all have a 90-degree spine. So if the zombie apocalypse happens, you can take that spine and strike a ferrocerium rod and still get fired.
Nice.
Yeah, this is a knife that's going to last you the rest of your life.
It'll last me the rest of my kids' lives.
2 lifetimes is the ideal situation, right? 2 or 3 lifetimes. We try to build things generationally. You know what I mean? We want to be able to hand it down to your kid and say, "This is my daddy's knife." You know.
All right, so check this one out. So this is my quesadilla pizza knife.
I love it.
And the handle on it is Bacardi.
Ooh. That's nice.
This is sharp. Like, I don't know if y'all can hear that.
I'm not cleaning you up if you cut yourself.
I won't cut myself. But
Drew?
like, this is my personal taco quesadilla pizza knife all by itself. And it's a pretty knife.
Take me back to what you were telling us about the metal that you used to make it. It was a 1095 tax reform, something rather government surplus.
It's a 1095 high carbon steel.
Okay.
The 10 is the alloy base. The 95 is the carbon base. It's easy to work with versus like tool steel. And then on top of that, it holds a nice edge and it's easy to sharpen.
Yeah.
We use 1095 because not everybody knows how to use a stone properly or a leather strap. Nobody has a 1x30 belt grinder they can put like a 320 grit on to get that edge back to where they want to take it. So I mean, it's really simple to keep sharp. So we stick with that, and it's durable. I mean, it'll last for a long time. If you guys keep food grade safe oil on it, olive oil, I know you guys like to use avocado oil. So, you keep a food grade oil on it, it won't patina and get those rust marks. And if it does, you just take a little bit of like 240 sandpaper and you just rub it right off, and then you seal it back with oil. And it's not dishwasher safe. I cannot stress that enough.
So what did you use to put this edge on?
What's that?
What did you use to put the edge on the blade to sharpen it?
So I started with a 2x72 belt grinder, and I started with a 24 grit, and I worked my way up to about a 400 grit. And then I put it on a 1x30 and took it to a 600 grit, and then I used a sharpening stone to get my bevel just right, and then I used a leather strap to hone it. And then from there it was testing. I cut a couple bottles in half with it. I cut a tin can in half with it. It's still sliced paper, and then all it is.
Yeah. Let's make sure that Evan can't break this. That was the thing.
Actually, it was. Let's make sure chaos can't break it. And I thought about putting like a tracking device in it, so it can't end up in Evan's garage, like everything else around.
That's probably what one of these three. Yeah.
That right there shows you I'm a fan of the channel. I know who's what danger.
So what do you think is the best way for sharpening and making for the average person, though? For the average person who's a hardcore, they cook hard, they grill hard, they whatever. What's their best method on maintaining it?
A sharpening stone, somewhere between 200 and 400 just to keep it sharp as needed. You can still use steel on it, a honing steel. I'd be careful trying to use like those diamond honing steels because you'll probably tear up your honing steel versus an actual honing steel.
Yeah. I have some of the pull-through sharpeners that I use on some of my like disposable knives. And I mentioned the sharpener, and somebody's like, "Oh, you have the sharpeners in the drawer." I'm like, "This knife's just gonna annihilate those."
Yeah, some carbide bullshit ain't gonna get it done.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sorry. Am I allowed to curse?
It It's us.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so I do have a question.
Yeah.
One, what is Hannah? Because you talked about using like a samurai sword oil on the knives. Is that food grade safe?
Yeah.
Okay. And second, I watched the news stories. I read the articles and everything about y'all that's up from Kentucky. Tell me and tell Evan how you got into this.
All right. So it was a hobby. I built a foundry to melt down soda pop cans, and I did it out of a beer keg and about a cruise. Yeah. A beer keg.
I would do.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
It sounds like something he would do.
Because
Yeah.
I've never done it before and I'd be bored.
Yeah.
So I took a beer keg, made it into a foundry, and I'm sitting there melting pop cans and whatnot. And then I had this file I was digging around in there, pulling all the slack out. Tip of the file got red hot. So I sandwiched it between two hammers. I took a hammer, laid it down sideways, put the file on the cheek, and hit it with another hammer. And I said, fuck it, I'm making a knife. I'm already a knife junkie. And so from there, I've built probably about 6 different forges. And it was just a hobby. I was a restaurant manager for years, and it was a good decompression time to come home, beat on a hot piece of steel after listening to a bunch of 19-year-old kids cry about their mommy and daddy don't like them. I was like, I don't like you either. So when the pandemic hit, my restaurant closed down, and my wife and my best friend right here, Jerome, said, Drew, we need to turn your hobby into a business. So Hannah crammed in probably a 2-year degree in education on how to build a website, do
she
billing.
was awesome. She learned to do, she took her licensing,
everything,
insurance, everything you would think of, registering with the Secretary of State. You know what I mean? And
trademarking our shit,
in a day, in a week.
And becoming an LLC. Hannah did all of that. And then me and Jerome just came out here and started making knives. And, we got to take them to the boss, and we got to say, hey, boss lady, is this good? And she gives her approval or not. But realistically, it was just it's been a hobby for a long time, and with the pandemic hitting, what better use of time? We went from
looking at it from a basic perspective or the engineering kind of the whole dreaming up how to make a knife, the knowledge you kind of brought to the table there, and then we were all kind of knife users anyways. Everybody's a knife user. I mean, I don't care what field you think you're in or how you think you're different. Everybody's a knife user. The cutting tool is the quintessential tool, and we're backpackers, hikers, campers, bushcrafters, and
survivalists,
kitchen cooks and chefs and so forth, and all that's in our circle. So making knives it's much better to make your own. Is the way I felt about it. But we make stuff that we can use and that can be used from all those different aspects. Whether you're a chef, whether you're a backpacker or survivalist or whatever. Is it going to work? Is it going to cut? Is it going to do its job? Are you going to be able to continue to sharpen it? Is it going to, can you beat the crap out of it? And is it going to still hold up?
Yeah.
So I see a lot of similarities of how it's two friends that are like, well, why don't we just do this with your hobby?
Yeah, we do it anyway. Might as well just do it for real.
For real.
Yeah.
So that's real fun. But I want to make mention of the hammers. Are you in your shop right now?
Yeah.
And how large of a hammer do you use to do stuff?
Here, we'll take a tour.
Oh, all right.
Hey,
now we're
Forge
talking.
tour.
So this is one of the anvils.
Uh-huh.
We got another anvil here. It's got a 3-pound hammer on it. But then I also have an 8-pound head, 8-pound sledge.
For what?
This is the material mover.
It moves.
And then I have an array of hammers. Let's see if I can do this and look at the same time. So I have like rounding hammers that I put pool cues on for handles. And then we have some more hammers here.
Tink tink.
And then we got little tink tink. This is an itty, look at the size of my finger compared to this itty bitty little hammer.
Wow.
This thing is tiny. And then over here. All right, so we have 2 forges. This one runs off a 2-burner setup designed and built by me, and it runs off a 100-pound propane tank with a 40 psi valve on it, so I don't have to run any oxygen. And then we have the 3-burner forge, which is this one right here. This one is a 3-burner setup, and it's longer, so we can actually get something done. And then we got the fireplace because we live in Kentucky, and it tends to get a little bit cold every now and again. We got a fireplace that goes all the way up to the ceiling.
Nice.
We have the handling station. Oh, this is, I gotta show you this. So, made this, my camera sucks. So, all right, let's get,
Is that one
yay, there we go.
The Siberian knives?
So, this handle, where's my camera? All right.
There you go.
It's a spalted maple.
Oh.
Can y'all see that?
Does it have like the,
I think you just,
is that like the iridescent as the light hits it, it changes colors and everything?
did I mute you?
No, I don't think so. Maybe. Who knows?
I can't hear you. There we go.
Are you back?
Right.
Are we back?
Yeah, there we go. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So that's a spalted maple.
That's awesome. So a lot of times with maple, what I've seen when I do woodworking is it has like the iridescent look. So whenever you turn the handle under the light, it changes colors and it has like a depth to it. Is that how that one looks?
Yeah, a little bit, but it's more of a spalted maple.
Okay.
Than with a curl in it, rather than a sheen or a glisten. Like if you look at your handle on the bourbon barrel I gave you, turn it in the light, and you can really see some of the characteristics of the white oak.
Absolutely, yeah. I love this knife. I don't know if I've said this enough yet. So I'm all. That's just beautiful.
That's my Vanna White. Yo, that's my Vanna White. That's my best Vanna White.
She just sits there and looks pretty.
Yeah, that's my job. That's me.
I am a huge fan of handmade. I am a huge fan of people taking a passion and just sharing it with people. I mean, that's why I do the cooking. We drink because, drinking. But for somebody to make something for me and send it to me, for me,
it's awesome. It doesn't have a tracker in it. It could disappear. Things happen. And you can't stab me with it if it disappears.
But he knows where you live.
Right now he does.
I know where you're moving to.
So don't worry about that. We don't believe in GPS trackers. It's not part of our technology. I'm just saying.
Now, the night that Ryan opened it, it had been an eventful night, to say the least. It'll definitely be memorable.
Oh, this thing had been sitting on my counter for like a week and a half too.
Right.
I mean, the box was sitting in my kitchen. Every time I walk past, I looked at it. I'm like, I gotta open that. I gotta open that.
And so last week it was we had been going back and forth on the text with Chaos, Ryan, myself, and Drew, and it's just, I mean, we had to have had like 300 texts back and forth. And Numbskull knows dang good and well that I'm stuck in the hospital. He's like, I gotta open it. I'm like, you mother.
I had a long night.
Yeah, you did.
So what had happened was I was really interested and curious and anticipating opening it, and I said, do it.
Yes, you did.
Drew's fault.
My fault.
Drew's fault.
I said, do it. I mean, I didn't need an audience per se, like YouTube Live or anything like that for an unboxing. I really, honestly, I'm a fan of the channel. I've been a fan of the channel. Like, I was the one like, yo, where the fuck y'all at? like Evan did a video with his stepdad or father-in-law or whatever it is, and like I'm like, all right, what happened to Ryan? Did y'all have a falling out? What the hell's going on? This is bullshit. Blah 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 blah. And he's like, oh no, we're coming back. Don't worry. Yada yada yada. Like I'm the one who said, hey, y'all look pretty toasted right now, and one of y'all responded with, prove it. Cheers. That's me.
That was
commenting on YouTube videos.
Oh,
At that point, he encouraged you to get the big knife out, too. So that's what kind of, hey.
You know, but again, I've been a fan of the channel, watching the channel and all this and that, and it was like pretty much the knife is my way of saying thank you for entertaining me on drunk nights and drinking with me when y'all go into the garage and do Whiskey Wednesday and feed Chaos hot sauce.
That is a good time. Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
So I mean, anytime you guys want to do like a live feed and have some drinks, just like text me, tell me what bottle to go get, and we'll sit and have some drinks.
We're gonna start doing that actually. That's actually been a conversation we've been having. So if you want to do that, you're in.
I'm all about it.
All right,
I
cool.
will not drink the hot sauce.
Yeah,
I will not drink the hot sauce.
He won't drink my hot sauce.
No.
Just
He got some
a little bit. Just a little bit.
Hey, look, I've had some of these hot sauces. No.
If I send y'all a hot sauce, would y'all try it?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I like hot things.
Why
No, I was telling her that those are ready. All right, so like we taled about, I have not cut with this thing yet.
not?
Look, I haven't been home to be completely honest.
That's true. He's only been working 18
Bro, I've
hours.
been working like 18-hour days. Since we opened this, I've literally worked 18 hours a day just about every day since then. And I was even working a lot that day. I wasn't planning. So the day we're supposed to do the live stream, they were supposed to set everything up. And I was planning on literally coming through the door and probably just changing out of like the top half of my clothes and doing this.
We did. We set everything up.
I know we did.
Everything was set up. Well, I was on my way over.
Yeah, and then I had to go check on your wife.
Yeah, well, I mean.
Okay, so I got Apple, and I mean, it's not. This is going to make short work of this. I just want to see how smooth it cuts. Oh, this thing is nice.
Oh yeah, that's a happy boy.
Oh, this thing's legit.
Yeah, real talk. Absolutely.
We'll do a video where you can actually see me
Look
cutting.
at that. Hold on. Let's show how thin that is.
Like paper.
Nice. I'm loving it.
Dude, that's some talent there, Drew. That is to both of you for being able to do something like that, because that's a talent. That's paper thin right there.
We have
I threw it.
we have a local butcher shop here that's been in business for like 50, 60 years, and we make all of their meat cutters knives as well.
Nice.
Everyone. So, no, it's on the table. Yeah.
This thing is a beast. Like
this is one that we make for Crisfield Meat Market. This is a fillet knife.
That's a nice fillet knife.
It's exclusive to them. You can only get it through them. So we make them for their meat cutters, and we also have a display in their meat department where you can buy these knives. So it's only available for them at their store and for the public at their store. So this is one of three types we make for them.
At the end of the day, though, every knife is made to be used. I mean, we don't make anything. We've made some stuff that we make some really cool stuff sometimes where, like, I'm sure somebody's going to put that away for a while. But ideally, everything we make is intended to be used. I mean, it's just one of those things. We're knife users, and we make knives for knife users, you know. And like I said, it doesn't matter if it.
Well, we're working on a ghost product, a ghost product line. So we're going to leave all the forge marks in it. And we're going to leave it completely grayed out. And then we're going to do something simple like a paracord handle to make it more unique. And these are neck knives. And it's got a serious, like, we'll get that little glisten in there to piss off Aiden.
Well, he doesn't have to edit this. This is just what it is.
Yeah, but I mean, you got that glimmer right there, but then all in all, you have all these forge marks. You still have all the characteristics.
This one's
pre-grind.
This one's sick. This one looks like a dinosaur tooth, man. I mean, this sucker's got all the hammer strikes in it. I mean, you can see, and it's like a footprint or a fingerprint. Every one is different. You know what I mean? It's not the same. as any other knife of the same. You can make something of the same shape or style, but it's not going to have the same footprint that this particular one has. You know, I mean, it's just different levels. People have different ideas, and some people want stuff more polished out. In the case of food grade, you definitely want to clean it up and get it polished all the way out. But in terms of me as a backpacker, as a camper, as a hiker, and you know, I enjoy certain spiritual experiences, you know what I mean, in the woods, and I want to use a spiritual knife when I cut it, you know what I mean, but whatever it may be. But so I kind of prefer the wild stuff, but hey, you know what I mean. I think there's a difference too. I think when you're doing something like a cottage industry type of thing, you have the option of being able to try to leave that originality in there. If we were one of the big knife makers, something like that, it would be, oh, everything has to be polished out and cookie cutter just like every other piece, you know, and you erase all of the marks that would show how it's an original piece, you know, and you're expected to erase all those original marks. But in the business that we're in, we're allowed to, you know, leave those unique marks on them, you know, and I appreciate that about what we do, you know.
Yeah.
Let me get another one.
Not to be self-telling, but how did you hooligans come up with Hooligans Forge?
Well, I have an 11-year-old and a 5-year-old, and being how I'm full Irish, and my kids, that makes them mostly Irish. Running around in the yard during the summertime, hitting them with the water hose and whatnot, like spraying them with the water hose, not beating them with the water hose.
When the occasion calls for it, you got to handle business.
It doesn't leave marks. It doesn't leave marks.
That's what the phone book's for, right?
We use phone books.
Quick.
Right? But
oh, look, a knife.
When me and my wife first started dating and we got married and whatnot, she asked me what a nomenclature of, you know, Irish descent is, and I was like, hooligans. So she started calling me and the kids hooligans. So when I started blacksmithing, you know, every good shop needs a name, just like every, you know, you name your truck, you name your car, you name your, you know,
you got to name that knife.
Yeah.
You better name that knife, man. You better give it a name. I don't care if it's old Betsy. I don't care what it is.
I don't know.
Cut something with it. Cut hard with it first, and then come up with a good old name. You know,
I plan on using it first, and then we'll name it once it's earned its place.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
did leave a mark.
Everett.
There you go.
Are you bleeding? Are you bleeding?
So, y'all know what these are? What that is? It's
I can't see.
It's a memorial bracelet. So,
okay, yeah.
A friend of mine from 2005. It's actually who my son is named after. So he comes up with the idea of calling it Everett, which was his last name. Everett was 6'3", probably 250. This was not a small mammal. He was bigger than him. Like, dude towered over everybody.
Mount Everest.
Yeah. So.
Well, that's kind of funny because I'm 6'3".
Yeah. I can see that. I mean, this guy, I was probably 175 pounds. I was weighing about 250 with just my kit and everything else on. And I fell in a hole one day because I couldn't see the hole. This dude reached down, grabbed me with one hand, and picked me up and put me back on the ground. I'm not that small. You're large. I'm not that small. I'm 5'9".
Yeah.
But all right, yeah, we'll see if it stands up to it. Because his nickname was actually Evil. So we have chaos, we have evil. I can see that. That would work.
Where's evil? Be a great plan.
Right.
So here's the first knife I ever finished. I did it out of a horse rasp or a bastard file.
I love that look. Is my favorite look on knives. I love that file look, that inherent diamond pattern that comes out of it. It's just amazing. Yeah, I will take that look over Damascus any day.
That's
any day. Yeah. And I left. Yeah, I left right here the file itself, the scraper so it still has like the teeth on it.
That's fun.
But the handle is made out of Osage orange or hedge apple.
Mm-hmm.
And like I did the whole like integral bolster.
That's awesome.
There we go. I did the whole integral bolster like a German or Roman gladius.
Uh-huh.
And like the balance on it is just awesome. And we're gonna build a little case, so when we go do trade shows, we're gonna put this in a little glass case, and we're gonna put $1 million on it because it's hooligan #1.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever gonna buy it, but it's gonna be something funny to look at. So
at some point, it should be like a Michael Jordan rookie card, though.
Right?
You know what I'm saying?
Right. We might be a really small YouTube channels, but I got friends. They're gonna find all.
You drag the market up, man. Robin Hood did it.
Yeah,
they did
right.
it with GameStop, right?
Yeah,
we can do real stuff, like real actual stuff you can touch.
Yeah.
Well, that was another thing that really drew me to you guys' channel is that you're not mainstream. Nobody. It's not like doing Epic Mealtime where you guys are doing news and shit like that.
Yeah.
Y'all are down to earth. Y'all are all dads, and there's kids running around. There's dogs. You know, like the whole like just the realism and real life of the channel was something that like I was really drawn to, and I was like, "Fuck, I could hang out with these guys." And so like that was like the first video I watched. I was like, I could fucking hang out with these guys.
And that's how we always want it to be. We want people to hang out with us.
That's how he invited me over on a Halloween night when it was rainy here and the Astros were in Game 7 of their World Series win. And we just sat there and it was just like things magically happened that night. And fast forward 6 months and we decided to do this. So, yeah.
Funny thing about that game, I won a lot of money on that game. So I have this theory about cities and their sports teams, and if they go through a natural disaster and this, that, and another, the whole conspiracy thing on championships.
It's true.
Hurricane Harvey came through, fucked up Texas. Houston Astros win the World Series, and I called it 3 months in advance.
This dude don't know nothing about no Hurricane Harvey.
We're not going to talk about that.
Was he not in the state for it?
No, I was really in the state for it.
Yeah.
Are you National Guard or are you Army?
I am AGR with the National Guard, and whenever Hurricane Harvey hit, so Texas has. Well, I wish it would have been deployed because it would have been easier. So Texas has a big infantry division in it, and whenever Hurricane Harvey hit, I was the medical operations guy for the entire division. So I was helping coordinate all the medical response for all of Harvey, for all of the Army people. I was busy.
Oh, wow. Busy.
Real busy.
My wife was National Guard Army for a while, and then we decided to have kids, so that put an end to that. But my dad was career Navy as well. He made it to Master Chief.
Wow.
My mama was Army, my daddy was Navy. Yeah, we're all about it, bro. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, we respect you.
Real
talk. We mean that.
Truly, thank you for your support.
Yeah, that's pretty killer. Yeah,
I'm glad that you're a medical guy because you can pat yourself up when you cut yourself, right?
All right, so here's a funny ass story about that.
It's
The
night business is dangerous.
The morning I turned 40, literally to the second, 3:01 a.m., I am vomiting hard. Like my toenails are coming up. And that progresses all the way till sun up. My wife had planned this huge surprise birthday party. I had no idea. He comes over at like 8:30, somewhere around there. Walks in. Hey, where's the... He hears me do it again. He's like, I'll be right back. So he walks over, grabs his medic bag, comes back to me, starts patching me up. I'm, of course, giving him grief. And he's like, You know, I can make this worse for you. I can make you better or worse.
He was actually starting to feel better, and he was just being, Evan. I'm like, I can make all of this go away. Where you were, he's like, and he looked at me, he's like, sorry.
Give me more. More.
So we're big on like the backpacking and camping and bushwhacking and stuff. So we always keep like a get home bag in the truck, and we go to trade shows and whatnot because we run everything out of our garage.
I'm the medic.
Yeah, he's the medic.
I'm the medic.
There you
go. We have pictures to prove it where both my thumbs were out of commission for like 2 weeks. But anyways,
that sounds like a good story.
Yeah, it's a good story. But anyways, I digress. Every time we go to a trade show, every time we go to a trade show, some idiot will like grab a knife and they'll hold it like this and pull it out and cut themselves like as they pull it out, or they'll do it like backwards and slice open their thumb like right here. So we always have to keep a medic kit on us. And the first time it happened, my wife was with us, and it was the three of us. We were at a trade show, and she goes, "Oh my God, does somebody have Band-Aids?" And Jerome goes, "Drew, give me the keys of the truck. I'll go get it." Comes out with a full medic kit, and this guy's just like sitting there bleeding. And we told him he had to buy the knife. We were fucking with him. Like, you bled on the knife, we DNA's on it.
2 knives that day.
Yeah.
He didn't just buy one, he bought 2. He cut himself and he left. We patched him up, he left, and he thought about it and he came back and he knew, like this will cut. Right? He knew it will cut.
That's not,
He bought 2 knives that like, this is a good dude. Right? This is,
But was that,
I don't know what the tealing is. Huh?
What is that?
Is that Jameson?
Yeah,
Jameson. So Evan came over here abruptly, and he was supposed to bring a different whiskey over, and the whiskey hasn't showed up.
I brought kids instead of whiskey.
So. Yeah, I brought kids and the kids' dinner.
Yeah.
You know what? Nothing's better than feeding an Irishman whiskey, and especially Jameson.
Yeah.
I have numerous of my friends that whenever we go and start drinking, and I'm just drinking Jameson, they get really nervous.
Yeah. Well, it's like a little bit of shortbread, some green apple in there, Sour Patch Kids.
I love it.
It's like water to me.
That's also true.
I can kick this back all day.
It doesn't get me drunk. Too much Irish. Too much Irish. Jameson.
That was it.
Jameson and Guinness do not get Irish people drunk. It's a proven fact. Like, you want to get me drunk? You give me some Jim Beam. You give me some Knob Creek. You give me something like that, I'll get drunk. You want to see me fight? Give me tequila. Give me some gin.
Oh, tequila.
No. So
I just watched the video on the tequila pork chops. It looked like Ryan was going to puke the whole fucking time.
Who's bad, bro? Who's bad?
I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know.
Hold on, but before we get to that, who is okay? I've seen all these comments from one man. One man, I got you, dude. I see all the stuff you're saying. I see all of it. Ish. What are you drinking, bro?
Yeah, I'm gonna go find some tea.
Oh, Josh and Babe were in here seeing some notes, and the one man, what are you drinking? Oh, one man Scottish. All right, cool. I'll wait for him to respond. All right, so
I'm drinking Jim Beam.
No,
we're drinking Jameson. We're about to get some Teeling single malt. Okay, so the tequila story. The short version is I was years old, and we're gonna go with not legal and just leave it at that. And Ryan woke up naked on a roof, not knowing how he got there.
What?
I woke up on a roof, not knowing how I got there.
Oh,
that's some hangover shit. Like dug on the ceiling, throwing.
It gets better. It's a 2-story garage apartment, so it's the garage and the apartment above it, and I'm on that. No ladders around, And this was a Sunday morning. And the buddy's house I was at, his mother and the church group were hanging out around the pool after church. So Ryan jumps off the roof into the pool and walks his naked butt into the garage.
Good move.
Years old.
Go ahead. Good.
So since then, no tequila. None. Nope. Not gonna do it.
Did he get caught? With the naked, with the
You didn't get caught?
Absolutely. They were all hanging around the pool looking. I'm like, I jumped in the pool, got out and got waved and walked inside. They were literally all looking at me. No. I was over it. I needed water. And like, so how I am, so my wife's standing over there looking at me with an eyebrow raised because she loves it when I'm forced to tell the story.
Reinforcement.
So like how I am with Jameson and Irish whiskey, she's like that with tequila. That's her drink. She will drink tequila. She loves it. She enjoys it. When she drinks it, I sleep on a damn couch. I can't stand the smell.
Get out the way.
Is she German?
No, she's Norwegian.
Oh. Yeah.
Temper involved.
Viking style.
You can clear me all you want. There's a temper involved.
Hi, wife. How you doing?
She said hi.
Does she like the knife?
Yes, she loves a knife. She's never going to touch the knife. So
hide it when she's drinking tequila.
Right.
How's what?
Hide it when she's drinking tequila.
Hey, we got some tealing. So she doesn't cook a lot, and she's got the knife that she likes using a lot.
It's cute.
That's cute. Yeah, we can do better than that.
You're number one in my book too.
That was a look. Oh, are you gonna get on camera?
Just for daggers.
No, he's sleeping on the couch tonight. He's cool.
Yeah.
Boy, that was a look right there.
Oh, just walking away with all the dinner.
Yeah. Well, she's already got a size queen. She married you.
They went to pizza rolls.
Right.
Don't judge. We talked about it. Don't judge.
Hey, no judging. No judge. We had Domino's tonight.
Let me ask you this. What do you think is the best thing you could go in on with that knife? Like for your next big recipe, custom knife with your custom recipe.
I got a recipe for y'all.
You can see what his thoughts are.
So, like, what I tell everybody is like people that hate cooking. I'm like, okay, if you hate cooking, take a little bit of time. All right, one man's just got a lot of stuff going on.
What's he got?
Well, he's just.
We can't send any chats.
Yeah, you kids scare me. He's talking about the knives. Mm-hmm. Charles River Vikings Tower. What's Charles River Vikings Tower? Oh, I know what he's talking about. Yes, very, very similar to that one, man. Okay, Sergey. Yeah, right. So, hi. You get Coach Sergey.
So before we go down the story, we had some corned beef last night. He wasn't around, so it was very instant pot, quick kind of thing. Turned out to be pretty good. But one thing we haven't done is a smoked corned beef.
We have pastrami.
Yes, please do that. Do that in honor of that knife for sure.
Okay, we'll do that.
Yeah, most definitely, man.
So what I tell people all the time, going back to it, is people that hate cooking, I'm like, okay, if you hate cooking, do yourself a favor, invest in 2 or 3 good pans and invest in a good knife. Because everyone's like, oh, what kind of knife set do you want to get? I'm like, nah, bro. The best thing to do with knives, if you're not into like if you're not into custom knives, if you're not there yet, go down to a decent cooking stuff store and find you a couple knives that are comfortable in your hand and just use them. I know, don't hate me, Drew, but people that are just getting into it, like get a knife that's comfortable to hold and then get used to it. Because so cutting up this apple, the first couple of strokes with this, I had to remember like, okay, this is not a thin blade knife. This is one that I have to tilt a little bit more. I have to cut a little bit more. I have to let the weight do more of the cutting. I can't do a draw cut. I have to do just a kind of a rock and weight cut. So I had to remember how to use this kind of knife.
Yeah,
This is a big boy knife.
I didn't know how to use it, and it just slid right off the apple.
Yeah,
he laughed at
he dropped it, and it kind of kicked out and cut out. He's like, that didn't cut straight. I'm like, that's because that's a heavy knife. You actually have to tilt this in a little bit more for it to cut right.
Yeah.
Y'all, this knife is legit. This is a big boy knife who knows what they're doing. So you're asking what I want to do with this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't want to do a nice, delicate cook. I don't want to do anything like this. I want to take a chicken and spatchcock it straight up with this knife. I want to just abuse this knife to see what it can do. Because, and that's how I am with tools. Like, I've got tons of woodworking tools, tons of everything else. I've seen plenty of people who get high grade tools and they use pine and everything else. I'm like, that's not going to test that tool. Get you a big piece of hickory. Can it cut a baseball bat in half? Can it do like legit woodworking? Because the worst thing is you buy a really expensive tool and you give it a bunch of easy things, and then whenever you're doing something that's actually hard, it doesn't do the job, and then you're screwed.
All right, so not to correct you too much, but talking about baseball bats, so ash is actually what you use for a baseball bat.
Yes, I said hickory, didn't I? My bad. Sorry.
Yeah, this piece right here came from the Louisville plant.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Lord, look at that.
See, this is what we call flexing.
Not flexing. It's not flexing. We made this as a prototype just to fuck around in the shop. This is a bearded axe. She's sharp as fuck. And instead of doing any kind of actual like chemical anything to it, what we did was just spray painted it because it was for us. I mean, really, we just wanted to make sure we could make an axe. So instead of doing any kind of vinegar and hydrofluoric acid etch on it to darken it, we just did the typical spray paint and then a little bit of lacquer. Like you can see like the marks where we've hit it on shit and the paint has come off. But if I run my finger down too hard, it would cut my finger. So like, I dropped my cigarette, but that's okay. I'm a little tipsy.
I think
he's fine. He's fine.
Yeah. I'm fine. I can swing this thing. So we did a little bit of.
Shouldn't swing it.
Not swing that thing.
I'm not going to swing it too hard. But
they're a lot like us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I didn't tell you guys. You guys were going to regret giving me your cell phone numbers and putting me in a group chat. I've tried to be nice. I sent y'all some fun shit, but I haven't gone overboard. But there's going to be a point in time where y'all block me for some fucked up reason because I send y'all some shit.
Worst case, you're
good.
Really?
Keep sending you sharp stuff, and at some point you'll be like, okay, no more. It's too sharp, no more.
You'll be all right.
Yeah, that's a fun game we like to play.
I bet you would.
So we're on this phone right here, and we're looking at some of the comments. And one man is tearing it up.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
Big shout out to one man.
You know,
like
the cooking cop and his babe.
That's Josh and Babe. Yeah. I wonder if
okay.
Here.
Now I do have a question. Do one of y'all have a pen and paper to take notes?
I mean, this is a recording broadcast, so we can always go back and watch.
Yeah. So you can here be entertaining. I'll give you pen and paper.
Sure. Right.
Yeah.
Right. I have a recipe. I want you guys to try. I want y'all to do a shoot on it.
All right.
I don't know. I will keep my hand right here to keep the light out of there. But I don't know what you guys have around for any kind of like meat market or anything.
We have a few.
But if you get like a half a loin, a strip loin, where you can cut like 2-inch thick strips or 1.5-inch strips, I have a recipe for you guys. And the seasoning, I know you guys like the avocado oil.
Okay, so hold on.
Okay.
Just so I know where it came from, the insert of how to take care of my knife from your box, I'm writing your recipe on the back because I think that's kind of fitting.
Very fitting. Very fitting.
Here,
very
you
fitting.
You know I can't write. And it's not a crayon, so you're not going to eat it.
You got any crayons?
You got any crayons? Crayons? Got some crayons?
We don't keep crayons around here. They just disappear. Nobody knows.
Okay.
And
I've got rainbow
funny colors.
Yeah, rainbow color poop.
It just ends up on the walls, anyways.
I hope y'all are wearing shoes because I know there's kids around, and I would hate for you guys to step on a Lego.
Bro.
Yeah.
But I got kids. I understand.
It's kryptonite.
Yeah.
All right, well, man, take it easy. Good night, man. If you're going to bed.
All right, so
Is he going to bed? He said peace.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Barbecues are us. Crayon, you done. Oh, Crayola, you done.
I don't know what he's drinking, but I want to know.
Yeah, this
But-
some good
yeah.
stuff.
It's not Jameson.
So-
It's not Jameson, though.
All right, so 2-inch what?
Inch and a quarter to 2 inch New York strip. A good
I like
thick
strip.
New York strip.
Yeah.
You want a good thick New York strip. Now, do you have a coffee bean grinder?
Oh yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
So, equal parts kosher salt, brown sugar, and whole coffee beans in the coffee bean grinder.
What kind of brown sugar? Light or dark?
I prefer light, but you can use dark.
Okay.
The recipe I've done it with light and dark, and I prefer the light because it's not as rich.
Yeah, it's less molasses, so that makes sense. All right.
So
Taking notes.
you're gonna want to rub the steak down with your avocado oil, so your seasoning will rest on it, just nice and perfect. Get a hard, heavy sear.
Okay.
All right. From there, whatever temperature you want to cook it, I like medium rare, but that's up to you guys. But then, as far as the sauce that goes with it, you can either do two things. You can either do a port wine sauce reduction, take a saucepan, port wine, and reduce it down to almost molasses.
Do you
Or
add
you
butter
can do
when you do the reduction, or you just do straight wine?
just straight wine, make it a reduction. It will come out like molasses.
Yeah.
You want to bring it to a simmer and let it keep going till the viscosity is molasses.
Okay.
And that's what you dip your steak in. Or you can do a balsamic vinaigrette / brown sugar reduction. And it almost tastes the same. Because when you boil the wine down, you get that vinegar-esque flavor to it. But it pairs really well with the bitterness to the coffee and the sweetness of the brown sugar and then the salt.
Yeah, that actually sounds really legit.
It is very good. And then what you do is you take some of your avocado oil, some asparagus, salt, pepper, garlic life. Yeah, bitch, I said it. I see that part. And then you grill your asparagus just before too limp.
With a crunch.
I know
It's gotta
all
have
about too limp.
The funny part.
It's got to have a little bit of a crisp.
That's what she
It can't be
said.
soggy.
Al dente.
The funny part
Yeah,
about
I
that
think
asparagus recipe is probably half the times I'm cooking something that is on the grill, or as soon as I get done cooking a protein, that's getting thrown on, that kind of stuff. Like I cook asparagus pretty regularly.
I love asparagus, and my favorite way to do it is a little bit of olive oil, some minced garlic, salt and pepper, a splash of Worcestershire, and a splash of Asian sesame ginger dressing.
That's nice.
You let it kind of like marinate in that in a Ziploc bag for about an hour or so. As you're getting your protein, I see the wheels turning. As you're getting your protein ready, but you throw that on the grill, and then you pour the contents of the bag on it as you roll it around and whatnot. Oh my God! Mwah.
Yeah. Drew, not to correct you, wheels turning is actually wheel turning.
No.
Just one.
He has more than
One
one
or two.
hamster. He has more than one hamster. You can't tell me he doesn't.
He
Because
is hamsters on crack. That's what it is.
There's a herd of
he's
hamsters.
running on two wheels.
Yeah,
He's
there's
got
a herd.
the wheels like set together, and he's running one left on one, right on the other. There's at least two wheels.
So here's what I'll tell you: instead of the Asian vinaigrette that you're talking about, do it with toasted sesame oil, a little bit of fish sauce, and some freshly grated ginger. Do your same marinade and everything with asparagus, because that's what I'm going to do
Bet.
probably whenever I get around to cooking again. That's what I'm going to do with asparagus. I think the steak sounds amazing. We're gonna do that one, but I hadn't thought about throwing the ginger and everything in with the asparagus. I'm gonna do that now, and I'm gonna do it with toasted sesame oil, a little bit of fish sauce, ginger, salt, pepper, garlic, a little bit of soy.
Have you tried on pizza rolls yet?
They're over there. They're mostly all eaten.
All right. Sorry. There it is. There it is.
Yes.
I had to.
Tonight in Evan's household is greatest hits night. So we take everything we cooked all week and we eat it tonight.
Right.
Y'all can talk crap all you want. We made a video of grilling pizza rolls.
No, I saw it.
Yeah.
I like pizza rolls.
Look, I've seen every fucking video y'all put out, even like the little short ones that were, 30 seconds and like 3 minutes, like when y'all were first coming out and trying to do the whole YouTube thing. I watched the back catalog 2 years ago when I found y'all. I started watching all the back catalog because I was sitting there drinking at my island in my kitchen going, these guys are awesome.
Y'all do great stuff, dude.
We're saying it honestly.
I mean, it's.
Yeah, I just dumped it.
I've got about 5 more minutes before I got to take my kids home, put them in bed because that's dad stuff. But I cannot tell you when he brought this out earlier this week to show me how astounded I was, maybe a little bit envious, but I will place an order with you in the next 6 to 8 weeks. I will place an order with you so that I can have my very own. I might actually ask you to put the whiskey and barbecue on it for me. All right, I'm going to put something else on there.
Go for it.
I know Chaos. Y'all were doing a live feed when y'all were starting to come back. And I had sent y'all a message, hey, can I do a night for y'all? And then Chaos.
Come here and hang out with
come hang out with us.
Yeah,
no,
Chaos,
we're over here. So we're going to bring Chaos over for a second. I'm going to see what my kids are up to. So y'all can talk to Evan and Chaos.
Bring your whiskey.
Once Evan leaves, it'll be me and Chaos. So come on, get over here.
All right. The camera goblin.
This guy right here.
So, what's up? So, y'all were doing this live feed about ideas for videos and whatnot. I sent y'all, hey, can I make y'all a knife? Chaos saw the message, instantly went because within 2 minutes of me saying, hey, can I make y'all a knife? Chaos was on the website showing you, Evan, the website.
Mm-hmm.
So, if y'all see anything that's on there that you want, like, definitely let us know. If y'all want to change something on it, if y'all want to add to it. I mean, the things we're doing, we only do wood handles, and we do custom. Like,
So here's the beautiful thing about having somebody do what you do and with the talent that you possess is that I can say, look, I would like a knife that I could use in my daily life to cut barbecue meat or cut vegetables, whatever, and say, maybe 10-inch blade, maybe I don't need 12, but a 10-inch blade, and just let you guys run with it. Because here's what's going to happen. I don't have the vision of what you can do, but I can say, this appeals to me and just let you run with it. And I'm going to get something back that just blows my mind. And I am happy as a puppy to pay exactly what it would be as if, we didn't know each other, because I want to support your business. For people to put this kind of a product out, that's astounding.
You know what the price tag on that one is?
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
All right, I won't tell y'all.
Thank you.
Is it north of?
No.
Yeah.
No.
We're about two. We're about point.
Okay. All right.
About 250.
Okay.
We get orders sometimes where somebody says I have small hands. but I need something like that. I may want that exact knife, but I have a small hand.
And it works.
It's like fucking Excalibur.
It's great.
It's not.
Yeah,
I like it.
Put it down.
All right.
So that's where my head is that I know that I can do some things very well. I know some things I have a superpower in. This, not one of those things.
No. So here's the thing. His superpower is breaking stuff. You would have to work to break that. I'm not saying you wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't attempt to.
Oh.
Well, I will say this. It will bend, but it won't break. It's been heat treated. It's been heat treated properly, and it's been tempered properly. And before heat treated, it was thermocycled properly. You can bend it to a 90-degree angle, and it will not break. You might chip the edge. You might chip the edge if you're trying to like whack at some bone, and you're not using a mallet to go with it. If you're just you're just trying to do the psycho thing in the shower. Go ahead.
Ask those two about a video where Evan was chopping up some frozen chicken.
Is that one of the recent ones?
It's fine. The pizza one.
Yeah, that was. You only set like half the footage, so like when I load everything, I like stack the video editing timeline. Naturally, there's going to be some weird things, and like just the back half of the cook just wasn't really filmed. But I got this random footage of Evan just mashing the shit out of this frozen chicken. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with it?
All right, so I'm going to show y'all something. So we made a test knife here in the shop just to test out our heat treat, our temper, and our thermocycling and whatnot to see what kind of damage it would take. So we made a cleaver. All right.
Nice.
We made a cleaver with a nice curl to the edge, and just all nice and pretty.
he chops wood with that knife. He chops wood with it.
So I wanted to test the knife out. So I took a rubber mallet, and hit it right here over the horn of the anvil to see if I would break the blade. And the only thing I did was I rolled it.
Wow.
All right. And I hit that on my anvil horn. And all I did was give it a nice little glint, a roll. Now you can see where it stands up right here.
Yeah.
Now, honestly, with a hammer, I can put that right back into place. I can take care of that little issue right there. But it's one of the things like where we want to test our products, beat the shit out of them. Every knife that leaves here has a certain torture test before it leaves.
With what y'all do on the scale that y'all do it, it's best to be tested under your circumstances and proven under your circumstances, because the average cook, even if you're cooking for a big family at a family reunion, like to take that knife, you could beat the crap out of it. If you want to chop the wood or baton the wood that you want to cook the chicken under or over and then cut the chicken with it, I'm okay with that. Like if you said, hey, look, I cooked the chicken, but I cut the wood first with your knife, I'm pretty much okay with that. You know what I mean? I put down a small tree to cook the chicken with first, and then I cut the chicken with it. I'm like, I believe it'll do that. For sure, you know?
And one of the things we do here at the shop is, it's kind of an unwritten rule. Like if you buy a knife and then you hit us up in an email or something like that saying, hey, I did some fuckery, because our unwritten disclaimer, like we give our friends this disclaimer, it's no throwing, no dropping intentionally, and no all out fuckery. That's your guarantee on the knife.
Look up the definition of fuckery, and then it pretty much includes all.
It'll be this fish right here.
Yeah.
Includes us, yeah.
But our clientele, like if they email us and say, hey, I had an issue, we tell them to send it back, and we're going to make it right, because we're still a small business. Huh?
You've seen how I use knives, right?
Yeah, that's why I wanted to send y'all one.
Most of your stuff is included under fuckery, though. It should be fine.
Yeah.
I looked up the definition of fuckery on Wikipedia, and it was a link to our channel.
Yeah, yeah.
That,
The stuff on your channel is pretty much the disclaimer then.
we haven't had anybody leave a bad review. We haven't had anybody break one. And like my little brother is an avid knife user, and he's had a couple of our knives and hasn't broke any of them. And he's the type of motherfucker that wants to pick a lock with them or try and use it as a pry bar.
And then cut a chicken.
And then cut a chicken.
Like,
Yeah.
what the heck?
But like
like
we stand by our products.
Very cool. Very cool. Gentlemen, I say thank you. I toast you. I do got to go let my kiddos get to bed, but thank you for joining us.
Cheers.
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 I'm going to slice up a shallot real quick and see how this thing dices.
And until next time, I wish you well.
Hey, I'll be in touch. I'll probably text you out here in about an hour some fuck shit.
Probably. All right, so here's what I will tell you. The main thing, so big knife, little shallot. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
Because, like, dicing a shallot is a real, I mean, it's like dicing an onion. It's a precision cut. You got to do it with a knife.
Down.
Like, that's how you know if a knife is good. If you can dice an onion well and properly with a knife. And that's normally, like, whenever I go down and I get a knife, the first thing I do is I come home and I try to cut up an onion to see how well it does. And I've had knives that were not cheap knives that as soon as I got home, I tried doing this and I threw them away because they were not what I wanted.
Did you get the camera down?
Yeah, somewhat. Brian kind of put a laptop in front of it.
Just disconnect it.
I mean,
We
that
got
would
it.
require me.
Take the camera off. Because this will be the last thing that I do.
Here. Does this? I'd have to spin the thing.
They get dizzy. Be all right.
Yeah, I'll get busy. It'll be okay. I'll close my eyes.
Move that.
We're going to drop the glass.
There we go. Oh,
Okay, so I'm going to do this at like chest height. So forgive me for not completely proper knife cutting skills. But I'm going to do this.
Oh, no worries. We'll give you a
Chest height.
break.
So what I've already done, and you can see it, is I've already gotten it. Come on, camera. I've already gotten that diced out. So that is a really, really fine dice. And the part that, like, there's some parts that are long, and what that's for me is I'm not used to the new belly on the knife with how the curve is a little bit different than what I'm used to. That's on me. That's not on the knife. No, this knife is legit.
Thank you.
We appreciate every word.
Absolutely well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Another half. You see, so we can do this a little bit better because me doing it at chest height and not really. Because what I do like about y'all's knives is how flat your belly is. It's not, because I'm used to like French styles that have more of a curve. Y'all do more of a German style with a really flat belly and just a little bit of tip curve. So it is a little bit of learning curve for me. I'm not opposed to it. I've got to learn how to use it. It's like any really good tool.
With me, I used a handful of different knives. Being a meat cutter, being a line cook for years, I wanted something when I make a knife. I want something that I'm gonna be extra comfortable using, which is why I sent a little disclaimer in the messages, like I hope the handle fits y'all's hands, because I'm 6'3" and I weigh 270 pounds.
So you use a knife a lot. You know how to hold them. I'll let you see how it fits.
Exactly. And that's how I hold the knife. I choke up on it.
Because what I like about it is, I don't know if you can see it, but you know how you have the indent there? I get a good 2 full fingers in there, and then 1 right on top of the indent. And I got a super strong, super stable grip on it.
And that's why I made the shoulders at an angle the way I did, was because I know that you're going to use that knife like any typical chef. You're going to choke up on it.
Yeah. And I was actually kind of worried that you were going to have straight shoulders, because I've gotten several knives that are straight shouldered and I don't like them at all. But whenever I saw it and it had the angled shoulders, I was like, oh, yeah. There you go, Drew.
I'm a happy man.
That's me not screwing up that time at all. So yeah, the belly got to take a little bit of time getting used to it, and my cutting board also has a little bit of curve. Oh, so the first night I got it, I didn't cut anything, but I kind of ran along the cutting board. It wrecked one of my cutting boards. Like 4 cuts, and I had, like, you've seen the cheap red ones that I have.
I got the same style.
Yeah, so I ran this knife along one of my red cutting boards, and I did like 3 or 4 cuts, and I had little red flakes of cutting board all over the knife. I was like, oh, looks like I'm upgrading cutting boards now. So
I got a buddy who lives down the street. He makes wooden cutting boards. Like, this is one of his demo pieces we're gonna try and use. Sorry, dropped it. We're gonna try and use as a knife handle, but he puts together like walnut and a couple of different woods. He makes cutting boards, so he gave me a cutting board, and I was like, I can't use this. He's like, why not? And I was like, I'm gonna destroy the motherfucker. You understand that, right? And he's like, oh, go ahead. Well, I used it, and then I gave him back the sawdust.
Did you make a bowl?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So I actually have one high density poly cutting board, and I was showing my wife the knife and everything else, and I ran along it. I'm like, yeah, I got to upgrade to all high density poly, because it's not the ones I use every day. This knife's just gonna wreck them.
You know, if you gotta spend a little money to be happy, then you gotta spend a little money to be happy.
You got glared at.
I got glared at? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, wifey. Hey, the knife was free.
True.
The knife was free. He spent no money on the knife. That was a token of our appreciation for the YouTube channel and his personality and all the recipes that we have tried. So what he's doing is paying off.
So you asked what I want to make with this, and I told you I'm going to wreck a chicken and do all that kind of stuff. And you're going to watch this thing get absolutely abused on camera, just so you know.
Please.
And
look, if there's any issues with the knife, send it back. We'll tune it up and we'll send it back to you.
I don't like, I properly use a knife, and I don't know of anything I'm going to do that's stupid enough for me to break this. I or damage it or anything.
Well, I'm just saying, like, the backing is there. I mean, that's all I'm saying. I mean, you know, like, you get you a cow femur and you start fucking going ham on it. And you deform the edge. Send it back to us. We'll tune it up. We'll send it back to you.
Okay.
You know, I mean, it's just one of those things. Like, we stand behind our product. Like I said, we're still a very, very, very small company, and it's, I think, more or less the importance of standing behind our product and making sure that people understand, like, you know, if you break it, you already bought it, but we'll definitely try and fix it.
I agree completely.
Like, if I got to make you a whole new one, you know, for the basic customer, you're going to get charged for it. You're going to get charged something for it. It might not be the full price you paid for it. Now, we had a gentleman, he wanted one of our mini skinners.
Mm-hmm.
You would, please, Purple Heart. So he got a knife that was basically like this, and he wanted a matching set of chopsticks with it. This is our little miniature Skinner.
Mm-hmm.
All right. He took it out to the Red River Gorge. He lost the knife.
Like lost.
Lost it. It came out of the sheath. He lost it.
Okay.
But all we did was we charged him half price for the next knife, and we charged him half price for the next sheath. So he ended up paying half the cost for losing the knife, but you know, his story was believable. It wasn't one of those things where we felt he was bullshitting us. Like, you try and bullshit us, like, I got a big filter, I can see it. But it's one of those things where if it's a legit thing, like, he wrote us this like 8-paragraph story on how he lost it and yada yada yada. And when somebody finds it, it's going to be such a treasure trove for him. But we definitely tried to make it right with him because he spent so much money with us.
Absolutely. I respect that completely.
And we even made the chopsticks for him. True story. Matching handles.
Matching handle chopsticks to his knife.
Yes. So it was like 2/3 steel, 1/3 wood, and it was matching handles to his knife.
Yeah.
And now we make chopsticks.
One man, I can tell you, I've used some Uncle Henry knives. It ain't even. Not only is it not in the same ballpark, it's not even the same game. Hello, little one. It's a bedtime there.
This is Jasmine. She's our 5-year-old.
Nice. My 5-year-old just looks.
Mom, like, cut my hair short, and guess what?
What?
My mommy bought me a scrunchie, a bow scrunchie, like it's like flowered.
Awesome. Very nice.
Disappear. So that was my youngest. She eats nothing but chicken nuggets, corn dogs, and pasta.
Like a pizza roll.
She loves pizza rolls.
My son skipped on the pizza rolls and wanted chicken nuggets. I'm not even lying. That's why we mentioned the microwave earlier, because he wanted chicken nuggets. No. No.
You can never win. You
never win. I feel like a short order to cook sometimes at the house. I'm like, okay, what's everyone for dinner? I get the wife that says one thing, I get a 5-year-old that says another, and I got an 11-year-old that'll eat just about anything I cook. And then I got Jerome who's like, but what about some seafood? And like at the end of it, I'm making tacos, shrimp, corn dogs, quesadillas, ham and cheese sandwich, and something else. I mean, fuck.
I tried for a little while, but now I'm like, no, you're cooking what I'm cooking. You're eating what I'm cooking for dinner, or you ain't eating. It's how that game's going to get played today.
Sometimes, but then I still got a 5-year-old who says, I want chicken nuggets and won't eat.
They'll go hungry for a couple of days, but eventually they learn. I'm telling you, man.
I tried that. She outlasted me. I didn't want to take her to the hospital. She outlasted me. She's stubborn. She's as stubborn as I am. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts.
What are you doing? 9-year-old's trying to creep in. So we've been going for about an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So you asked me what I'm going to do with this. I told you what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to clean it because that onion is getting to it. The oil level was thin. Hi, you. Bye, you. Nope. Go. Of our cooks. Really?
Don't worry, I can lift it.
Of our cooks.
You trying to give you a wedgie?
What's your favorite cook to watch? What have you cooked that you enjoyed? Yes, Maddie, you can come say hi. Say hi.
Hi.
My little redheaded 9-year-old.
Aww.
Go. So the cooks that I've done, which one of you like the best?
So I really liked the Instapot versus the grill.
Okay.
Because I have an Instapot, and I really like that one. That one stands out to me. The reverse sear versus the sear. was another nice one. Anytime you do a snake, it's intriguing to me because I don't have a round Weber grill. I just have a gas grill. So anytime you do like the snake and the smoking and whatnot, and you're timing it out, that's really cool. But I have to say, hands down, one of the best ones y'all did was about a year and a half ago. It was a pork tenderloin. You broke it down, you cut it into 2 pieces, and y'all smoked it. I think it was like 12 or 14 hours. You got up at the middle of the night and checked it.
Yeah.
That was probably one of my favorite ones, just for the integrity purposes, because you actually got up and started filming in the butt crack of dawn in the middle of the night. Like, hey, I'm checking on it. Don't think I forgot about y'all. The check-ins. I mean, the integrity of you guys' channel is just phenomenal. And I really did like the little short video y'all did where you were trying to dig up a fence post and had to fix the fence post, and they were yelling at Evan about fixing the fence post.
My went out and he told me that, and I had a bunch of meat in the refrigerator that went bad. Yeah, that was a fun day.
But it was still like the realism of the dad life. Like, I'm gonna pour this concrete in the hole and put a little bit of water on it, and it's gonna be good. Trust me. And then Aiden talking shit about how I went to go grab a level and this motherfucker found center already. You know, it's the little shit that y'all do that catches my attention. That I sit there and I'll be like, you know, that's like almost every time in my shop.
Yeah.
Like, there's somebody that says something that's relevant to what y'all are doing. Like, I watch y'all and I'm like, man, that shit just happened. like I said, I've been a big fan of the channel for like 2 years or so now. You know, I used to come home from work at like 2 o'clock in the morning and get on YouTube to hope you guys put up a video so I can sit there and eat my Hot Pockets and have a couple of drinks before I go to bed, and then wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning with a Barbie doll shoved up my ass. But you know, it's one of those things. Dad like, yeah, dad life. Is one of those things where I kind of bonded with y'all before I really started to try to like get in touch with y'all. Mm-hmm. Like, you used to send like little messages like on your videos, y'all would reply, and I was like, yeah, that was fun. and then I said, hey, let me make a knife for y'all. And then now we're in a text thread. So I mean, it's one of those things like where, like, you know, if you want to make something happen, you can just make it happen by just trying to talk to somebody. Mm-hmm. So one of these, like I said, one of these days y'all gonna regret giving me y'all's phone numbers.
Man, we good. I promise.
Because it's Ryan B&W, it's Evan B&W, and it's Chaos B&W for Whiskey and Barbecue, or W&B Whiskey and Barbecue. And I hope I got everybody's phone numbers correctly.
What we'll do is after this is done, each of us will text you, or I'll text you, and Aiden will text you with just our names.
Your number is the right number because you sent me off a text message, hey, this is Ryan with Whiskey and Barbecue. I added you to the text thread, yada, yada, yada. And then from there, like, I put Evan's name in on when he said, my wife, trophy husband, and blah, 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 blah. I was like, that's Evan. That's Evan. That's got to be Evan 100%. And then Chaos was just a call.
Yeah. Chaos is going through his phone right now to find the thread, and he'll just respond. Like, hey, this is me. Because,
I mean, there was one video, y'all were sitting in your garage, and y'all were doing a taste test on something. I think it was Proper 12. I'm not 100% certain on that.
It's but it ain't good.
Don't quote me on that. Y'all were doing something, and I was hitting y'all up, and I was saying y'all need to do non-fruit. Yep, Chaos. Chaos is chaos. So everybody's number's right.
Okay,
yep, there we
go. But y'all were drinking something. I want to say it was Proper 12, and Chaos was running off at the mouth, and y'all were trying to make excuses for him. and he just would not stop saying dumb shit, and then y'all give him the hot sauce.
Also
And
normal.
I literally fell over in my chair laughing my ass off because I was drinking with y'all. Y'all bust out little blue bottle, your little water bottle, your little yep, that's the water boy bottle. Like I saw that dropper, and the first thing that came to mind was the water boy. Now that's some high quality H2O.
So it is actually legit distilled water that stays in my refrigerator. So if we want to break up any oils, we know we don't change the flavor, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
and
shit. I've done the entire bourbon trail, and then some that weren't on the bourbon trail, but they're still bourbon. And when you get in the tasting room, they all do the same shit. Here's a 1/4 ounce shot of our bourbon. Taste it. Here's a 1/4 ounce shot of our bourbon with a drop of water. Taste it. Here's a 1/4 ounce shot of our bourbon with an ice cube. Taste it. Here's a 1/4 ounce shot with something in it. And you're like, man, it's fucking turd toss. But if y'all ever come to Kentucky, like if I was going to legit say this is the distillery you need to go to, hands down, bottom line, and it's not because it's my brand, but it's because I've done this tour 9 times. 9 times. He's just leading you down the Primrose Path. But if you do a bourbon tour, do Jim Beam.
Yeah.
Because the history of it, their store, their little store they do is all built out of repurposed wood from one of their bonded warehouses.
Yeah.
The history the tour guide will take you on is just phenomenal. You get to see like gallon bottles that they send like Australia instead of the half-gallon handle bottles that we get here. And then you're sitting there putting your hand on the fence and you're just like, can't I have you? And then they have their decanter room. Like the I Dream of Jeannie, her little bottle, the I Dream of Jeannie, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
All right. That was a Jim Beam decanter.
I'm just looking at what the bottle you just held up was mostly full when we started this.
It's called having fun.
Of course, we're also on our second bottle, but
we have an
giving me.
You gotta take one for the team every now and again, right?
That's how I got into college.
Hey, that's how I got kids.
Oh, wow.
Well, my first kid, not my second kid. My second kid is with the woman I'm with, and I love her to death. My first kid was suspect.
Let's not go too far down that path.
Trust me, I don't want to.
So it's late for your. Oh, there's no cork on this.
It's 9:30. It's not late.
Well,
I still got to make a trip to the liquor store. You see, I'm low.
You should be careful driving. But
no, I'm not driving. I got a designated driver.
Okay, there you go. So since it is 8:30, we've been going for an hour and a half. We all got fresh pours. I just saw you pour a little bit. We're going to go ahead and say cheers. We're going to say good night. I'm going to go deal with my kids. Will you get some pour done. Are you just going to go straight to the bottle? You can be like that?
The bottle.
I'm a fan. All right, cool.
Like, you expect anything less right now?
So from one guy that's all about the burn and learn to another, I do it with cooking, you do it with metal. So I guess
I'm with cooking. I cook as well.
It's true.
So burn and learn, and the best whiskey is your favorite, and share both.
And we share with friends. So cheers. My friend.
Look, bottom line, I love y'all. I really do. And I'll be blowing up y'all's phones here in a few minutes.
Absolutely,
awesome.
Drew. Take it easy.
See you, brother.
Later, man.
If y'all need anything, you let me know, all right?
For sure. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Later.
Later.